Welcome back to Poor Brothers Whiskey. I'm David. This is Mike. Tonight we're going to be drinking some buff turkey.
The new craze.
It has been everywhere the last few months.
Everyone is obsessed with.
Yep.
Buff turkey.
I thought this would be a cool video to do just because I've seen a couple guys that are fairly big into bourbon not know what buff turkey is. They've heard of it. The name is kind of self-explanatory, but wanted to know more about it. So I figured it'd be kind of cool to do a video explaining at least what we know about it.
Yeah. I remember before buff turkey was the craze that it is now, I remember when people were just talking about buff turkey and like coming up with the name. Oh, is it buff turkey or is it wild trace? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, I remember that. And it's so funny to see where we are now.
Yeah, I never saw it coming, honestly.
No, gosh, no, not the way.
I think my first bottle of buff turkey, I paid $300 for. And at the time I was like, that is steep. This better be good because that is crazy. And now in secondary, they're averaging probably right around 1,000. Some are a little more, some are a little less.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the pick. And yeah, I like this one in particular is one of those that like goes for $1,000. It's crazy. It is crazy. And yeah, I mean, you know what? They range too. They are so wild in profile.
Absolutely.
As far as how different they are. Because I've had some great ones. And I've had some ones that are just not worth the price tag. I don't think I've ever seen one that's less than $300.
Yeah. I've had some I really didn't care for, and then like you're saying, I've had some that absolutely blew me away.
Yeah.
The whole concept here, Wild Turkey was shut down in 2009, I think it was. It was either 2008 or 2009 for either a couple weeks, couple months. Don't know exact dates, anything like that, but they wanted to keep production going. So they reached out to Buffalo Trace. And again, this is what I have heard and can pretty much confirm. I can't really say this is 100% fact, but the way it goes, they reached out to Buffalo Trace, had Buffalo Trace distill some stuff with Wild Turkey mash bill. Granted, it was Buffalo Trace's yeast that they used. And with Wild Turkey, come to find out 15 years later, the yeast is a pretty important part of the process. So they go to taste I think they got the barrels back almost immediately after it was distilled and filled, come back to Wild Turkey, they age them. And throughout the years, they started tasting them just to see when is it ready. And it never had that Wild Turkey profile. So Wild Turkey was never confident to put this out as their own product. So they sold them to a bunch of NDPs and like this is River Roots. I'd never had a River Roots in my life, but I heard that it's a blend of basically Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey. Or so I thought when I bought it. And then I learned really it is just Wild Turkey made of Buffalo Trace. And I don't know if it's in my head, but I swear it tastes like both. Like I get a little bit of things that I get out of turkey that I really like, but I get a lot of Buffalo Trace out of it. And I guess that's their proprietary yeast strain maybe. But it's the best of both worlds in my opinion. It's so unique. The nose is crazy, the palate is crazy, the finish is crazy. But again, it varies pick to pick. It really does. So much.
Yeah, it does. And this will never, well, let's not say it'll never happen again.
I don't think it will.
But yeah, I mean, arguably you can say this will never happen again.
Yeah. And
so that's the popularity that this has gained and why it's just such an elusive product right now.
I don't see, I mean, maybe if Wild Turkey got shut down again and they truly don't want production to stop, maybe they would give whoever or ask whoever to use Wild Turkey's yeast strain this time around. So when it actually ages, it tastes like Wild Turkey and they can just sell it again and we would never know that it was distilled by anybody else. But I truly think because of how this went and the fact that they weren't comfortable selling it under their own name, I don't think this will ever happen again. So my whole thought when we first got these bottles was 10, 20 years from now, people are gonna be like, you remember when Buffalo Trace made Wild Turkey for a couple weeks? And most people probably be like, no.
Yeah. I mean, you are the reason I even have one.
Yeah.
Because for my birthday, you got
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Back when they were $300. I won't spend $1,000 on that.
No, God, no. Not $1 over $3. Yeah.
It's perfect, dude. I swear, this is one of the best bottles I own.
It is really good.
Yep.
That is so good. You get that. So this is where I would 100% agree, where you get both Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey on the nose, right? I get the Wild Turkey sweetness profile. I'm getting the vanilla and caramel. And then I get that like noticeable grape note that follows Buffalo Trace. I get that too.
It's almost like nostril to nostril, or like I'll nose it once, I get a little turkey, I nose it again, and it smells like Buffalo Trace. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it is it's weird that they're blended.
Yeah.
It's so weird that they're blended, but it's like, hey, they dance well together.
Yeah, absolutely. And this specific pick, it's from Rochester Elite Barrel Pickers up in New York. These guys do fantastic picks. Everything I've had from them is amazing. This one specifically is 15 years, 6 month, and it's 122.66 proof. So it is no slouch. First of all, look at the viscosity on that. You see how much is just dripping down the glass?
Golly. It's not the only thing dripping right now. It is.
Wow.
Go ahead and taste it. You'll join me here, buddy.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. God, man,
it's so unique.
That is good. I forgot how good that is. Golly, man, that is amazing. You get everything from the nose on the palate. Finish is long.
Very long.
Yep.
Great mouthfeel.
Yep.
Super viscous.
Yep.
Flavors are strong, and they get stronger. I cannot stress that enough, that's one of my favorite things in a good bottle. When you taste something and it keeps getting stronger and stronger, it just like keeps ramping up and getting better as it goes. If a bottle's getting better into the finish, that's elite. Like that's just a crazy thing to get.
Nice.
Like what I did there.
Good wordplay.
Shout out, Jeff.
Oh man, that is good. And you know what? I think one thing that makes me like this bottle in particular so much, and you kind of touched on it a little bit. Well, for one, it's what, 122 proof, you said?
Yep.
It drinks it.
It does.
Which is, it's not the norm for Wild Turkey. Like their stuff isn't proof that high.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
That's nice, right? You get that aspect of Wild Turkey, proof that high.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you're getting it. And I think that's what really sells me, especially as a huge turkey fan. Like I'm finally trying a product of theirs, proofed high, and it's a beautiful blend of sweetness with like that nice little burn that you get.
I'm glad we got our hands on these when we did. You know, for once, we were ahead of the craze, I guess, on something. And truly, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth $300 all day long.
Yes, I would agree.
This is where, the whiskey is incredible.
And to put it into perspective, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to it.
Nice. $300. Russell's Reserve 15 is $250.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of on par.
300 sounds crazy, but like, hey, people are paying $250 for Russell's 15 all day.
Yeah.
So
it was a tough buy at $300 just because I didn't know what it was like. Then I tried it and immediately bought another one. I was like, well, that's worth $300 all day long. The fact that there's some that are over $2,000, or at least like last week were. Maybe they're coming down a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now people are paying a premium for buff turkey.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's worth that much money. This is one of the best bottles I think I've ever had. This is top 5 pour of all time for me.
Ooh.
Truly. So absolutely it's worth $300.
It's up there.
I'd say it's worth $500. Granted, someone probably paid $1,000 for it out there, and I'm sorry, but you will like it.
It's up there. I mean, it's up there. Top 5 pour of all time. I don't know about that. I'd have to think through it.
Yeah.
Right? I'd have to think through it. I mean, that's a big statement.
Dude, it just hits the mark for me.
Yeah.
Everything I want out of a whiskey, this does, and it excels at it.
Would I put it top 10? I think I could confidently say that without even having to think through it. But no, that is amazing. I don't think there's anything more I can say about the bottle. It's damn good. Drink's amazing. Definitely not worth the price that it's at right now, but what whiskey is, that's really good on secondary.
Yeah, that's not knocking the bottle at all. It is truly, truly exceptional. Yep. And this was a little different than what we normally do. I feel like, a lot of times we review a bottle. This was kind of fun just to explain, what's the deal with buff turkey.
Yeah, what's the buff turkey
It's
craze?
an odd thing, but I'm so glad it happened.
Yeah. if you can get a sample of it, I mean, like, there's no one sample too many. Like, try every single buff turkey you can. They're probably gonna be each one different than the next.
We've had what, 6 or 7 different buff turkeys
say, like
at this
a handful.
point?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah.
And everyone was vastly different.
Yeah, no 2 bottles were the same so far. So
yeah,
yeah. If you've tried buff turkey, let us know what you think. What's your experience with it? Would love to know. Truly, I mean, I feel like everyone's experience is so different with them. So,
absolutely.
let us know in the comments section. Like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Until next time, we'll see you.